Hello everyone. I am starting a new sketchbook, and like with anything, I require a prompt. So this is me choosing a prompt. I found a bunch of different prompts online. I just added them to a spin wheel. Here we go. The wheel is spinning. Nice and easy. We're going to start with a mushroom. All right, I spent a couple minutes on Pinterest to get some cool reference images. I really love this one. I think I'm going to try to work on like that lace pattern. I love the colors of mushrooms. So I'm really going to work on my shapes and try to get some of that movement that some of these mushrooms have and the fine line details. All right, let us start with the prompt, mushrooms. I have been following other artists on TikTok, on YouTube, and what they do when they're sketching. I have never finished a sketchbook, so this is a big challenge for me to do so. A lot of people don't just center on one page, which is definitely new for me. So going from one page to another and trying to use this entire length of the sketchbook, I think will be interesting, and trying to ignore the fact that it has a crease. I'm also going to be using a watercolor pencil to sketch, which is the Arteza brand. I got it on Amazon with a big kit with the cinnamon color instead of a traditional sketch pencil. So nothing to do it but to do it. I don't think that's how that phrase goes. So this is the first page of this sketchbook. I feel like I want to just start. So I am going to just start with some comfort mushrooms, some easy mushrooms in the corner to get started. Mushrooms are nice because the lines are often, the shapes are often pretty simple. Let's see here. There we go. So there are two little mushrooms. I think this needs to be a little rounder up top. Yeah, I like that. All right. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna see if I can erase this a little bit. Oh, good, and erase is good. Cool. So there is one. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of grounding. I'm really trying to work on not just having things float in space. I'm pretty awful at doing backgrounds. I rarely do them. So this would be where I can extend that tree root over here. Because if this is these are mushrooms, they'd be probably much smaller than a tree. So we'll just go like that. And it's a nice grounding. Hope you guys can see. Yeah, you can see. There we go. think these are just going to be some really windy roots. I think that looks cool. Which then can lead. I really want to make that lacy mushroom figure. And I wonder if I could make it like a figure, like almost like a mushroom creature. Like going through, walking through. So I'm gonna sketch that out really quick on this side. She kind of has, it's definitely a girl. I think she has like this veil on. And she has like this long limb almost movement. And then what's funny is like even the mushroom picture, it looks like she has shoulders. So I'm just gonna do this, and it even has a nice fold where the fabric or the mushroom lace would be. Yeah. Oh, and she even has like a little pom-pom on her head. That's cute. All right. So, oh, and she has additional parts like that. Cool. All right. I like that. Now, first part of the sketch is done. Let's finish up this composition. I feel like I should do like some little mushrooms down here, or maybe growing on the tree. Maybe I'll do it growing on the tree, kind of like a little section here where they're kind of just popping up. Yeah, that looks cute. Let's do a little bit more over here. Maybe have them so that they're kind of scattered around the tree bark. Let's see. What other mushrooms can I add to this? I feel like these, do like these little pockets. I don't really know if this image is mushroom. I think it's like lichen or lichen. It grows like on rotted wood, but I really love the color. It's like chartreuse green. I love chartreuse green with like these little orange pockets. It's one of my favorite colors. Let's see. Make this almost like a little mushroom world. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like odd numbers when I can, so I'm gonna do a 5 with those little mushrooms. I have 2 here, so maybe I'll add another one of those over here. There we go, to kind of balance that out. And then maybe some tall mushrooms, or should I do a flat mushroom? The flat mushrooms usually grow on trees, so probably not that. So we'll do some more standing mushrooms. So we're gonna do like these ones are kind of tall and thin. Yeah, I think that looks good. Now, do I want to add faces? Do I want to make these mushrooms have features or not? I think on this, I'm just going to draw some more of this lichen. So this paper is very thin, and I don't think it will hold up to watercolor, which is what I primarily use. But I have been trying to get better at markers, so maybe I'll bring out my markers and go from there. Now, I wonder if it would work with acrylic markers and how much it would bleed through. I think I'm just gonna go markers first. Let's just markers. Alright. Big box of markers. Let's go with a background color. We're gonna work from the back to the front. I kind of want like a muted pale green. Let's see if I have anything like that. Green Bice. This is a touch ooble. I wonder how this will work. Let's see. I know some people, like on the backs, they'll do like little swatches. Oh, I like this color. It's like that chartreuse like I was talking about before. Maybe I will make a little thingy, a little swatch. What is this again? This is Touch Ooble, and it is number 163. Green Bice. What's a bice? Whatever. I think this is the color that will work. Look at all these pages. Flip over to this. And let's start. Okay, so, oops, lost you there. Okay, I'm going to try to use this color and just get some background in here. I work in special education, and my para, to help support me in my art journey, bought me this sketchbook, and I'm so appreciative. It's such a nice gift to give someone. I'm right now selling ACEOs, the Artist Card Edition Originals, on eBay. And I've gotten some success. I have made some sales, which has been so exciting. But one of the reasons I started it was I wanted to start practicing and trying different mediums. And I've started playing with acrylic markers. I have gone back to my old favorite, which is watercolor and watercolor pencil. I've also gone to my like original art, which was black and white pen and ink. And I'm really excited about those as well. And I'll link it with this video, but you can go straight to my eBay page if you are interested in looking at some of those. So I'm just filling in this background just to give us some forest vibes. Let's see, does this peel through? It does go through. Okay, so that means when I'm layering, I need to make sure I do similar colors on each side. I've read you can like spray it with spray fixatives, but that kind of like, it's going to make the paper kind of sticky and grainy that I don't think I would enjoy. I've also seen people who end up having it and then they like the bleed through, and then they end up putting like additional paper in, which I think is kind of cool, like to cover it and like make it almost like a collage. I think that's kind of a cool idea. I've always wanted to do collage, and I have always failed miserably because I don't know why. I have a hard time layering. All right, so that was great. I really like that. I like that color. I like how that kind of works with that mushroom fungus idea here. All right, so I got the background. Now it's time to work forward. So let's see here. This is some no-name color. But I like that like brownish green. I feel like that would work really well with the tree. It's a no name, but let's put it against and see what happens here. Ooh, this is like half dead, so we're not going to use that. Nope, but I want something similar. Something similar to that color. Finding every green but the green I want. One of the things I wanted to really do while working here, or like on this sketchbook, is use up some of my materials. Like I have a ridiculous amount of markers. Ridiculous amount that I don't use. I don't use markers really, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to practice and maybe get them out of my studio. I used to work for a nonprofit that would accept donations, and I was one of the person who had to go through those donations. And when I tell you, it was such a pain. So I'm not going to be that person who donates all my materials, especially because I did spend money on these, even though I'm barely using them. So just a fair warning, if you do plan on donating your art materials, make sure you go through and get all the dead ones out, because otherwise a poor sap like me has to go through and find them all, which is a pain, a real pain. And I'm not finding the exact color I want. So I guess I'll just have to, oh, wait. This kind of works. I think these are like those no-name markers again. Probably got them at a kid's store or something. Happens all the time with me. I find something that I like, and yeah, I like that. I like those colors. They're no named, but they are what they are. I think these will work great for the tree. I'm going to work on the tree a little because that is also in the background. So we're going to do some brown lines just to give us some base here. I'm going to work on this. Trees are one of my happy places. I love to draw trees. Yeah. And then I'm also going to go underneath and just kind of give that a good base to show that this is where this exists. because essentially I want a lot of these roots to be covered with grass, so, and foliage. So we're just gonna do some sketchy lines. What's nice about trees is the sketchier they are, the more rough the bark looks, and that's kind of what we are wanting here. We want a nice rough looking tree that's growing a bunch of mushrooms. Okay, so we're gonna go with this green next. And I'm just gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna do this so that it's kind of like on the top, because all this moss is kind of, or lichen or whatever you want to call it, is growing on it. So we need some color here, some contrast. I feel like there's going to be a lot of greens in this little sketch. All right. Yeah. All right. So I have that laid out. I think I need to do the bottom, the foliage, essentially, the ground cover. We're going to do some ground cover. So I found some more greens. I think I'm going to go pale first, so I can just lay that out. This is another of those touch ooble ones. I'm going to do a quick swatch. Oop. Going to do a quick swatch of this guy. That's not as pale as I thought it was going to be. So, I'm going to note tint that. What is this? Pastel green. Green 49. So that is a no-go. That's too dark. What about olive green? I think olive is going to be darker. Yes, it is, of course. Do olive green, that's number 41. Same. I really want a super light, even yellow would work. Maybe I'll do a yellow, like this lemon yellow. Yeah, lemon yellow, I think, is going to be the one we use. It is also the touch ooble. Let's flip back here. And get some ground cover. So, let's see. I know this looks crazy, but we're totally going to add details and stuff. We just need to get the bottom done. That way, the background done, so that I can work on the details. Also makes it easier to see the things that I want to work on. One of the things I really want to do with markers is learn how to layer them properly. I know people use alcohol markers, but I've heard that they're not like stable. They fade. And though markers, other pigment markers will fade as well. Like these, I doubt, are archival. I don't want to practice using something that I'm probably never going to use if it's not something that's going to stay. I'm not into ephemeral art, ephemeral. I don't think I'm saying it right. But art that disappears over time. I like my stuff to last as long as it can. Now that I am coloring this, I'm realizing I left a lot of blank space. But we're gonna make this have like leaves and maybe I'll make some bugs or something to go with it, but no, I'm gonna keep the main focus, these little mushrooms, but I am going to add some leaves for sure, and maybe some sticks and stuff like that. Okay. So I like how that looks. I think that's a really great start. It's really bright, which will darken down. We're going to get it. Just everything has a stage. Everything has layers. Process. Everything's a process. So the next process is, I think I'm going to start working on that lichen, that green stuff that grows on trees. I'm going to pull out a bunch of different kinds of greens that I have inside this marker bin. And I need a real pale orange. Like, this is not a pale orange, but this is a nice orange. Sand color. I think these are going to be what I'm going to use. I got Prismacolor, an old Prismacolor orange, and again, that's Touch Ooble that I think I got on Temu or something like that, a big pack of them. So I think I'm going to do these two colors for the orange. And then I got a Blick marker, another Touch Ooble, some No Names, and some more Touch Ooble. So yeah, let's start. So I'm going to pull up my image again because my iPad likes to just turn off whenever it wants. Get nice and close to that bad boy. I think that looks really cool. So let's see if I can recreate it on this itty bitty scale. So I'm going to go with this light little fine tip on my Blick. I didn't swatch this, did I? Let's really quick swatch it. Yeah, I like that color. Let's see. So that is a Blick Chartreuse. Hey, look, it's my favorite color, Blick Chartreuse. Blick Chartreuse. Awesome. Let's make something happen with that. So first, I think I'm going to kind of just outline where I want this. And it kind of grows almost like leaves. Like it's like fuzzy leaves almost. So we're just gonna scribble on that guy. And then maybe some more on this one. And I have some on this. We're going to make this one actually crawl all the way up. And I'm just making like some squiggle just to lay out where I want this growth. I think I'm going to do like a little pocket right there. All right, so I have that. Now I'm going to do a layer of the green. Well, actually, I should probably block out. No, I'm going to do the layer of the green. So this end is kind of wonky, but the whole point is to use up stuff that I have, and it works just fine, even though it's a little wonky. So we're just going to cover all that up. This color works really well with the other colors. There we go. All right, so we got the base for that. Good, good. Now let's get some wood color. I just want some background, broad strokes, some brown. I don't think I want to go super dark yet. I think I want to go light. But I need like a light brown for that. Okay, so we're gonna do some brown. This is our brown. It's called yellow ochre. Did you know there's no such thing as brown? There is only dark orange. If you mix orange or yellow with black, you get brown. Brown isn't a true color. It's just a dark yellow, dark orange. I love color theory. I think it's so interesting. Okay. Swatch activated. Go back. All right. All right, so now we're just gonna color in the white spots in the tree. Just get some brown, well, yellow ochre, and get it all situated here so that we have a fully saturated tree that is ready for details. This part of the process is always scary to me when I'm just like throwing down colors and I haven't added any details yet, so everything kind of just looks mushy. Always makes me think like, oh no, this is gonna look awful, and I have to be like, okay, just trust the process. It's fine, Em. Just trust, just trust. A lot of people pair colored pencils with their markers. So I'm thinking of doing that. I just did a video using pen on the reverse coloring book I got from a friend, and it was really great. It's been really it was an interesting challenge to like focus my brain on not coloring in but coloring or drawing around. So it's really great for like pen work. And I plan on going back in with some colored pencils to just enhance some of the flowers and where I was thinking they are, and adding some dimension, because though the underpainting on there is really pretty, I think I could just push it a little further. This whole no sketchbook boundary with a crease here is interesting. I've never done a full page in a sketchbook. I've always stayed to one side or the other, wherever it is. All right, so I think that was a great color. I think that really works with that old It's like definitely like an old wood color. Can you see it? Yeah, there we go. See, old wood color. I'm still working on like a setup so that people can actually see me draw. It's hard to figure out where that is. Like I look at other people doing it and I'm like, oh, it looks so nice. How are they doing that? And still comfortable enough to draw. Hopefully I'll get there and I'll figure it out. Okay, we're gonna do a swatch of this Prismacolor. I really like the idea of swatches. I've never done it. So sorry as I flip back and forth here, but this is a nice orange. I think this will be exactly what I'm looking for the darker parts. This is Prismacolor Yellow Orange. Obviously, Prismacolor is the creme de la creme, the primo of the primos. I think I bought these for a series I was doing years ago, and they still haven't dried up, so they really are amazing. Amazing little marker. All right, so we are going to definitely do some little orange circles here. All right, so we got that. One, three, 1, 2. I always try to remember that rule of thumb that odds are more attractive than evens, unless you're doing symmetry. But pairs of 2 or 4 look really nice together if you then pair it with an odd number as well, so it becomes an odd. And these are going to have more detail. They're not just going to be floating circles. Right now we're just trying to do some more here. What I probably should do is start working on the mushrooms. This is my ADHD talking. I just want to finish the tree. But no, I need to... I put where the lichen is. I put where the little orange spots are. We'll go back for details. Let's make some mushrooms happen. All right, so let's do these guys first. They were kind of like the traditional red mushroom. They're kind of like reddish brown, and I really think a reddish brown is going to look a lot nicer in this composition. So I think I'm going to do like a red brown color. I think these browns, and I'm going to do this color, the 107 sand, and the touchable. Yeah, that's like perfect. It's like yellowy color sand. Seven. Touchable. Now I'm thinking maybe it's a play on like touchable, like a touchable marker. Maybe that is what that is. All right, let's color some mushrooms. So this is just gonna go underneath here, like this. We're not worrying about shadows yet. We're just coloring in these stems. And underneath. All right. So that's like a good, this is a good color for mushrooms. I think I'm going to keep that out for sure. And we're going to do a base color. So I think for the base, because we're going to be going reddish brown, we either have to go like a light brown or like a light red, which essentially would be pink. Like this vermilion. I think I'm going to do this color, the vermilion. It may be a mistake, it may not. We will see. I did a little mushroom house series for ACEOs. That was a lot of fun. I made them go with my snail ladies. I love to like anthropomorphize, I think is the right word. Essentially make animals or things into people. I love to mix animals and people. I love like just changing or creating creatures out of various things. Oh, I forgot about this mushroom over here. This is supposed to be the same type of mushroom as this one. All right, so we're just gonna do that as well. And then I gotta go back over that with that sand color. Okay, get that sand. Where's sand go? Right here. Okay. Oh, and I didn't swatch the vermilion, so I gotta do that really quick. Yeah, I really like this sand color because it like looks yellow, but it's almost yellow green. I don't know. Maybe it got mixed in with something else, but I really like it. Let's go back to that swatch. Sorry about my thing. I'm still working on a stand that'll work. So it's kind of like propped. Well, it's not kind of. It is propped. I'm just going to put this right here like this. 14 vermilion. There we go. Scroll back. Let's see how crazy it is on the other side. Ooh, it's a whole thing on the other side. Okay. But that's all right. We'll go back and maybe we'll do the whole thing where I cover it with another piece of paper. And if I layer it, like I could do like a layer of watercolor paper underneath, and then I could do like a watercolor thing. I think that'd be kind of cool. Okay, so I did those mushrooms. Now let's do the ones on the trees. So those ones are supposed to be kind of like a pale color. I don't think I want to do water-based. I think I have like a water-based Tombow. I think this actually, yeah, this is the right color. I'm assuming with water-based you can like blend with water, which would be interesting if that's what I was gonna do. See, I even have materials that I don't even know how to use properly. Hence this this journey using my, hence this journey of using the sketchbook and trying to use up my materials. All right, so I got the grays on there. Probably should swatch it because I have no idea some of these things. I like that there's like a little brush pen that goes with this. It is a really nice gray. We're gonna call it Tombow. Yeah, Tombow. And this one is N95. N95. $1.95. Okay, so I got that. Now, these guys are actually like red, like a deep red color. But on the upper side is that pink again, but it's like a light pink. So I think we're gonna go, yeah, so we're gonna use this No Name, this pink, and go over those mushrooms. And pink and yellow make orange. So we got some orange bits because of I did not color very well when I made this. So, but it is just a sketchbook. It'll be fine. Okay. And then this wine red, I think will be perfect for the bottom here. Yeah. And this is just for the stem. Okay. Swatch the wine red. I don't think I'm going to swatch the No Names since I can't really call them anything. So we're just swatching the wine red. Get this. Wine red number 1. Oh, okay. All right. Alrighty. So now it's time to do the lacy creature. Lacy mushroom, the one that I was kind of worried about. So she's supposed to be kind of like white. She's supposed to be white underneath, but that is not going to work if I'm going to be making the white lace part. So I'm going to do gray underneath, like this light gray that we just used. And I think that will help. Because I think I'm going to use, I have like a white pen. I also have like white acrylic markers that I think I'm going to use on the top of her for the lace. Yeah. Okay. And then it's like a grayish brown. How do you make that with markers? I know how to make that with. So we obviously want gray, but we want to put brown on it. Or do we want to put brown and then gray on top? I think that would probably be the way to do that. So wait a minute here. What's this one again? Yellow ochre. That's what we used for this thing. That didn't work. So, I mean, it works for the tree, but it's not going to work for what I'm thinking. Maybe do the sand and then put gray on top. Let's try it. All right. Let's see what we can do. Let's put the gray on top. Let's hope it works. Let's hope it works. Well, that kind of works. It's not like super dark though, but I feel like when I go back in with colored pencils, I think I can make it work with some like browns, like dark browns. And I'm just kind of going to add some textured hits here. And then just to make sure there we go. All right. All right. So we got our base. We got some base. Probably should do at least some of this lace now, because we're going to go through some of it. Okay, so what I need to do is do a background behind there. So we have this yellow, the lemon yellow, that was behind. So that's like here. All right. Drawing things see-through is such a challenge. I don't know anyone who thinks it's easy. All right, so we're gonna go through here and just add this color through here and here. That's where the root goes. It's supposed to have some yellow. And that green, what green did I use? Oh, what green was this? Oh, the Blick, of course. Blick Chartreuse, how could I forget? All right, make sure that this is all good in the hood. I think that's all the pieces. All right, good and good. So we got the underpainting done. Yay! So now we can start adding some darks and lights. Shadows. Shadows are the most important part of anything, if you ask me. So let's get to it. Okay. So the opposite of red is green. So if we are going to be making these into like brownish red, we're going to need a brownish green. Like this olive green that we swatched earlier, I think would be an excellent contrast to this. And I think it is. I think that's great. That's a great color for that. Yeah. All right. So this mushroom kind of comes up and has shadow like here. And we can punch this even further when we add the colored pencil. All right, so we got that, and then we're gonna go over here. And add some more. Cute. Go over here and do the same. So I'm kind of thinking the light is coming from up high, but kind of scattered because, well, this is on the forest floor. So the light would definitely be on the top. That's good. I think I'm going to do the same for this purple because I'm just going to put it underneath. these, even though we're going to go back over this some more. We're just going to, because we used pink as the base, I'm just going to show where that shadow is. Like that. The opposite of yellow is purple, so we need a nice purple for what we're going to be doing. So I think I'm going to go kind of like this, this is lilac, a lilac blick color. Let's see how this one has held up. I think this will be a great color. Let's see. Yeah, it's like a perfect shadow color. Lilac blick. Yeah. All right, and we are going to put that anywhere we used yellow to show shadow. Going back to old school color theory. Something I am really trying to use more in my work. Usually, you know, I try to rely on black a lot. And something I am trying desperately to do more of is to really go back to like true color theory. Because especially like with watercolor, which is my preferred medium, you're not really supposed to like use true black, or you're not supposed to use white even. You're supposed to leave blank spaces. So I need to like work on some of my color theory parts, you know, like really get the concepts and get more comfortable using it instead of relying on black and white. All right. Kind of do the same here because these are kind of in the ground. We want to add some, do the same. Add some depth here. All right, we'll add some shadows here and do shadow under this tree root. Since we do have yellow as our under glare. I'm going to add instead of that scratchy line, I'm going to add the broader lines underneath her. And I'm actually going to do the same back over here. Yep. Okay, so we got some shadows. Next, we should do some foliage. foliage, foliage, foliage. We gotta get some leaves going. And I don't have a picture of ground floor, so I am going to quickly look one up. Looking up ground cover, woods. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we got some really pretty stuff here. Okay, let's see here. Let's go wood floor. Forest floor. Because I was getting like ground cover that you'd like look for in this is what I want to show you guys really quick. That is what I'm looking at. That's what I want to look at. Okay. So we're going to go back to that handy dandy brown pencil, the cinnamon color. And we're going to just draw some leaves and stuff. So the leaves to the mushrooms would be pretty big. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to do like a... brown, and we want some plants peeking out like this fern and other stuff. I'm so bad at like pre-planning some of this stuff. I should have pre-planned some of this out. More leaves. I'm definitely going very sketchy just because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do some of this stuff with markers. Just kind of trying to make some random shapes that kind of look like leaves. Like if they had some big leaves that fell and some lots of grass and I probably should throw in like some sticks. You know, like some debris. Yeah. Definitely some more leaves. This is coming together. Okay. Okay. Trust the process. I'm starting to see my vision here. All right. I'm going to stop, take a second, look at it, see what we got here. So you see the bottom. All my little sketched out pieces. All right. Let's see what we're going to do here. Well, I guess first I'm going to have to add some green. Obviously, I have to help. Oh, I didn't make very many of those fern things. Let me fix some of that. Do some of this, like some baby ferns. I guess I should do like a big fern leaf. Yeah. And I can always add more, so nothing to it but to do it. I'm gonna do this yellow green again. I like that color. And that'll just be for like the live stuff. Like this guy here. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna add some green grass. We can always add some more stuff to that. Add some mossy moss growth here, and I think over here would look nice. Maybe this back corner. Okay, pause. Where'd my lid go? Or maybe this one didn't have a lid? Yeah, this one didn't have a lid. Okay. Let's get back to some browns because we need these leaves to look like they've been on the floor for a while because the mushrooms like to grow where it's like kind of rotting. Just adding some browns to what I'm making as my leaves. I'm going to add a different brown once I get some of this down. Okay, got that brown. Then I'm going to do this no-name brown. Like this light color. So I think that totally works for what we're doing here. Yeah. Making things happen. It's happening slowly but surely. Oh, is that supposed to be a leaf back here? I think this is supposed to be a leaf, and I put green underneath. Well, just gonna... This guy's already drying out a little. Because it's a no-name. Okay. Now, where is this color again? This color was great. It was like yellow ochre. Is that this one? Yeah. Okay. So this one, we're going to use the same color that we used on the tree on the branches. Some continuity in color. And then we can always go on top to add shadow. Okay, there's one branch. We're going to do another one right here. It's all colored in. All right, so we got some sticks. Got some leaves that we're still working on here because I didn't color all of them in. All right, and we have some other dark spots that we need to cover. Maybe with like this reddish brown. It's like this color. I think this color would be a good, yeah. Yeah, that's helping. Making some of these leaves look a little more dimensional. Obviously the focus is still on the mushrooms, but I'm really trying to work on my backgrounds. So we're just gonna do this really quick and then we'll do more. All right. And then I gotta add some more like, I'm just gonna add like these like brown swishies, especially like around, like add an additional layer of shadow here. I really like this color. It works really well with the other colors because it has red in it. And red and yellow and green are great because green and red are opposites on the color wheel. Don't know why I started singing. Alright, here we go. I'm just gonna kind of bulk up these trees a little, make them look like they got some bark on them. I shouldn't say twigs, they're trees, they're more like twigs. I'm gonna add some bright green to those. Ooh, I really like how that's starting to look. Cool, right? Yeah. Color theory is cool. All right, so we want some green. Then we're gonna go back to this handy dandy chartreuse green that I really liked before. And kind of layer some green. That looks pretty good. All right, so let's add some more moss over these little areas here. So those are just gonna be little dots that I'm kind of stretching out. Okay, and from there we're going to add some dark green. I like this one. I think that will work. And it does. That looks great. That's going to add some depth to this moss that we have that we're just kind of playing with. I'm going to add some of those streaks to add some more depth to our grass. Cool. Put some more dark green. Oh, this marker is dry, but it's still working for what I needed to do. I'm just kind of layering like shadows and trying to get that look of a forest floor. Like I'm just trying to get rid of some of that yellow as well. Like I love the yellow, but I need to get rid of some of the yellow. What should I use to do some of that? Maybe, no, not yellow ochre. We already used that one. Maybe the sand? No, the sand was too light. Too light. That's not going to work. Maybe we need to add a new color. Ooh, rose beige. That would be a reddish color. Let's check what this looks like. I kind of like that color. Rose beige. Rose beige. And its number is 97. And it's touchable. We're gonna go in with some of this, and I think I'm just gonna shade in some areas with this. I'm not going full. I'm not coloring all the yellow in yet. I'm just dirtying up the yellow with this color. Because the last color I'm going to use on this ground, I think, is going to be like a dark brown, like super dark, because we need to add some contrast because our mushrooms are going to be the focus and they're going to be the most light. So we need So I think we're going to do this color. This brown. It's called dark brown. It's by Blick. Let's see. And that's a nice dark brown. I think that will be the color. Dark brown Blick. I love doing like the quick flip back. It's fun. Okay, so this guy we are going to use strategically. We're going to try to get rid of more of this yellow and also like really cement like where things are. Work on that tree a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good right now with the ground. I think that looks like you can definitely see it's ground cover. You can definitely see that it's fall. I think we'll add more depth later. I really want to get towards doing some more color on these mushrooms because I really want to get those ready and going. So I want like a nice juicy red, like a red. This says deep red. Let's see. Ooh, that's a bright red. It said it is deep red by Touchable 10. I think this one actually might work if I use it as a highlight with what I'm doing for these ones. All right, let's see. I'm gonna use the broad. No, I'm gonna use the thin. I'm not strong enough to do the broad. I think this one's too pink. I think it's too pink for what I want it for. Well, that sucks. What about brick brown? And it is dead. Never mind. Throw that one away. Throw it in the trash. All right. Let's try again. Here we go. This is better. This is carmine red. And that looks, I think, really good on that. We're going to have to darken that shadow, though. And kind of blend that in with that. Yeah, so we're going to blend to make that darker. Same over here. Because though I liked that like orangey salmon color, it was not giving enough. It was not doing enough for me. It needs to be more popped out because I think the salmon, the orange with it was getting too washed out against the green. There we go. I like that red. This was a good one. Let's swatch it really quick. It's funny, it's really not that different from the deep red, but it has just enough more orange in it that it just worked better over it. Carmine red, Prismacolor. I just think that worked better. Okay. Next are these purple guys. We need a nice purple for these ones. And I think this one will be it. Ooh, Mulberry. Mulberry from Prismacolor. Let's do a quickie check on that one. Ooh, yes. Yes, that is what I want. Love it. That's a perfect color for these. All right. I'm just going to save and go to my reference image really quick. Let's go home. Go to account. I'm on Pinterest. It's where I put all my reference images now. All right, so, ooh, not the big guy. I want the thin one. All right. So this little mushroom kind of has like these rings on it. Because I'm going to have to go in with a different purple, I think. Or pink. To kind of add to this. But, ooh, I love this purple. This is so pretty. That looks so cute. Okay. I need another pink or a purpley pink. Ooh, like this one. Pastel Violet. I think this is going to be it, guys. I think this is it. Yep. Or no, that's not much of a difference, but I'm going to do it on all of them anyway. I still need a darker one. Ah, that one was so pretty, but not the right color. Didn't show up. Maybe this pink. Yes, I think this. Okay, this one. Let's try this one. I think this one might work. All right. Yep, and it's just close enough with the other one that I can blend it. Okay. So right now we got our purples, we got our reds. I think we're going to start working on our lichen and actually get that popping, because right now it just looks like green gloop on the trees. So let's get the green gloop looking like plants. So I got the orange, I got the chartreuse. I need the darker green. Yeah, nice darker green. Like this one. So I'm going to pull back up my reference so that I have something to look at. And we're going to just start making things happen. I'm just going around the orange. Okay. Now we we add some of these little growth pieces. Which I'm essentially just by doing some squigglies. We can add more detail in a little bit after I get these down, because then I'll add some more, another green to it. Trying to get used to drawing on camera more. It is definitely not what I'm used to. I'm used to like being crunched up on the couch, essentially in my own little world, watching my favorite kind of TV shows, or sometimes I like to watch other artists sketch while I'm sketching. It's kind of inspiring. And some more color here. I'm not trying to go over the chartreuse that I have down. I'm just trying to enhance some of it with some more green, just adding more depth. Some of this I will fix when I am going back in with some colored pencils. Where I'll add some more depth area. So I'm just what I'm kind of thinking with the markers is that if I make enough like shadow and depth, I won't have to do very much with the colored pencils. I just have to like confine the bounds of what I have. I like that, and I think I need to add some yellow to it. I think like a bright yellow would be good. What kind of yellow is this? It's like very orangey. Not this one. This is the one. All right, so another one, Art Skills. Probably another little brand that I'm sure I got given to me by family member or was in a pack. Sometimes I just buy stuff. Like if I'm out and I don't have anything to color with and I want to color, I will just go ahead and buy whatever random stuff I can find, like at an airport or inside a stationery shop. Yeah, I like adding a little yellow to this. Kind of helps tie in all that yellow that we have on the bottom. And I really don't care what my materials are all that much, as long as they're like semi-permanent. I do try to make things so that I can look at them for years and they're not going to fade automatically. So, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Use a lot of colors, but they all are kind of they're all in the same family. You can see that stack of markers just keeps growing. Here's some more. All the colors I've used. All right, I think I am going to still add I think I'm good. I think I'm done for right now. I need to go back in and do Oh, well, I should do shadows here. I'm going to do shadows here, and then I'll be done. So I need maybe this. No, I need more of a purple, darker purple. Maybe this one. Yep. All right. I think that's good. Well, actually, let's reform Our Lady lace here, just so that I have the idea as to where everything is supposed to lay, because I kind of washed out some of where my lines were. At least this way I have that laid out. So when I add the white, it should be good. All right, so I'm going to stop for right now. I think it turned out pretty good so far. Adding all those colors and doing something that I don't usually do, which is marker. So I'm pretty happy. All right, talk to you later. We'll do the colored pencil next video.